Watch this. Yeah, our current world map is wildly misleading, so let's talk about it. Most of you are probably used to seeing our world portrayed as such, and that is due to the common use of the Mercator projection, a map that makes countries near the poles look bigger and those at the equator look smaller. You see, in 1569, Flemish cartographer Gerardus Mercator created a revolutionary map for navigating the seas. By constructing the world as a cylinder, not a sphere, his map was able to represent the meridians and parallels as straight lines that crossed at right angles, thus helping sailors navigate some of their first trips. Thing is, transferring that cylindrical projection onto a flat sheet of paper was a bit problematic, as it left big confusing gaps near the poles. And so Mercator stretched out the northern and southern extremities of the globe to fill those gaps, and that brings us to the map we have today. Somehow, it became the world's most globally used map, and as such, warped our perceptions of the actual sizes of continents, much to the advantage of some of them. Yeah, the fact that continents like the US and Europe were greatly enlarged was no accident. It was done so Western cartographers could more easily mark towns, cities, etc. in their part of the world. Of course, much needed to be mapped in Africa, but that mattered less to them. It could also be said that imperialism and colonialism lent a hand in projecting certain continents as bigger and thus more intimidating. For example, while Canada and Russia appear to take up about 25% of the Earth's surface, in reality they only cover 5%. While Greenland appears to be the same size as the whole of Africa, in reality it's no bigger than the Democratic Republic of Congo. In fact, while Africa is commonly known to be a large landmass, it's still vastly underestimated by most of us. The African continent has a land area big enough to fit the US, China, India, Japan, Mexico, and a bunch of European nations. But interestingly, on the Mercator projection, Africa is the most accurately sized continent. You see, because Africa straddles the equator, it barely changes in size, but that also means that it gives us a false mental measuring stick for judging the relative size of other countries. Ultimately though, because the Earth is a sphere, there's no such thing as a perfect map. It would be impossible to map our world on a flat surface without errors in proportion. However, there do exist other map projections, and perhaps with technology making it possible to show globe depictions and people like myself talking about true continent sizes, hopefully those misconceptions will become a thing of the past.